This is the Chile International Playgroup, and we've been running for about 4.5 years now. I work at Delta, and as my job I'm the cultural community worker, and so one of the things I decided to do when I first started was I really wanted to work with refugee and migrant mums who are staying at home and really didn't have much going on in their lives. They needed to get out of the house, that English was really low level or non-existent. There was sort of an overwhelming desire for the mums to, while they had their kids there, to learn English as well. So it's one of the things that's really quite different about us from your standard playgroup, is that we really do have the mums at the heart of it. Kids are important, obviously, but often the kids can take care of themselves, and so they can go to school, learn English, and some of them are born here, so they really have a head start. But a lot of those mothers, they don't get their head start. There isn't the funding out there to teach them English, and when they have children at home, they're quite housebound. It's really, really grown. We started out with mostly Afghan mothers right at the beginning, only 4 or 5 of them, and then we just grew and grew, and now we've got Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Czechoslovakian or Czech, Italian, another new mother from Sri Lanka, just really, and Afghanistan, of course, Pakistan, mostly Asian, but yeah, just really fantastic, a real great mix, and the women are just really lovely. I love hanging out with them. They're so cool, and just lots of life.
What I do here is I work with the mothers who struggle with the English language, and the most important thing is that they feel safe and welcome, because for many people they've come from countries where they're not safe. So that's the first thing that's important. They feel safe, they feel welcomed, they feel happy. We do activities to encourage speaking English. I wouldn't say that I'm teaching English, I'd say that we're encouraging the language, because the diversity in the group is so great, and they will interact in this world to the extent they want to, but it's my role, I feel, to help them to be able to at least access things and understand basic things.
Essentially, I mean, you see overseas as well, women in education, that's what actually builds a community. And a lot of countries that some of the women are coming from, women aren't really held up as being particularly important. They're just seen as, the caregivers. They look after the children and they look after the house. So these women do slip through the gaps. When a lot of women, when their children grow up, they have this expectation the children will be the interpreters, will be the translators. But that really confuses the dynamic between parent and child. It's not ideal, and that is always going to be a problem. And so what we can actually do is empower these women to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. You talk to some of these women and you can see it happening now. Like, I've met so many women who are studying at university and really have great desire to help their own communities. These women can be leaders in our community, but we need to support them to actually make those first steps, and learning their English, being able to integrate and to be a part of the new culture they're from is so empowering, and is part of them being able to become leaders. And it's going to take, for some of those communities, it's going to take a really long time, and it may only come through their daughters and maybe the next generation for some of them, but for others, you can really see it, and it's just fantastic to see. I love it.